Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Craven and welcome to What Have You Done, Father? Yeah, this is a walking sim slash visual novel slash dirty priest kind of game. Yeah. The dev sent me a key, thank you so much for that, really appreciate it. A stunning walking sim combined with a visual novel revolving around a disturbing plot. Embark on the frightening adventure of a young priest entangled in a forbidden affair with a beautiful lady who meets a gruesome end. Lust, wrath, murder, despair. Sick. Yeah, so obviously religious overtones are going to be throughout this. If something like that will offend you, please leave a like and maybe watch something else. But if you're down to clown, let's do it. Boop. Damn, you're long as fuck. Prologue. Let's do it. This might be a first impressions. This could be a full playthrough.
Shadows speak where echoes dwell. A priest once pure, now bound in hell. Through caverns black his sins unfold, a tale of woe in darkness told. Beneath the gaze of fiery eyes, a demon speaks with mournful sighs. O fallen shepherd, stained in shame, your sacred vows now just a name.
That's country. Love that.
Your secrets bared, the cloth you wore now torn and tear. A symphony of sorrow, chants unsung in this abyss.
I already like the style of this a lot. Jesus. What have you done, Father? Yeah, there's actually a few different kind of like religious horror games coming out. There's this one, and then I also got a key for Indica. Long time ago, somewhere in Europe. What's up, Twink?
I have no sins to confess. I've come here to speak the truth. My conscience is as clear as a child's. I have been framed and almost driven to insanity, but I am resolute in my faith. Oh Lord, that cursed day, it began like any other. Nothing could have predicted the horrifying events that would unfold later that night.
So he's already in handcuffs. So either we're arrested or we're very kinky.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but...
So far, this is really impressive.
Hello?
Hello, is this Father Mathias?
Yes, speaking. How may I assist you?
This is Marina Constanza. I'm a member of your parish, though I think it's unlikely you know me. I'm not much of a churchgoer. Oh, it may seem weird for me to come out nowhere and ask for your help. I'm not even a good Christian.
Banish the thought. God, in his infinite mercy, takes care of all his children. But please, tell me more about what's troubling you.
Thank you, Father. You're too kind, but I'd rather not talk on the phone about my situation. I'd like to meet you in person if possible. It is a delicate matter. Can I come by? I live not far from there.
Oh, certainly. I've just finished my prayers and I'm about to prepare some tea. Do you have any preferences?
You're too kind. A cup of strawberry tea would be lovely.
Right. Then I'll be expecting you. If I'm not available, Felix, one of my students, will assist you until I return.
Thank you. I'll see you soon.
God bless, and be safe on your way here.
Very clever way to not show the mouth while they talk. I'm assuming that's why the camera's moving around.
I recall it well. It was a few days before Christmas, just after Vespers. The distant sound of the organ in the nearby chapel filled the air as I readied myself to meet Lady Marina.
Let me check the... There we go. How we holding up? Frame rate doing good? Yeah, doing good. Sick. Alright. How's my frame rate? Yeah, it's fine. Alright. Anytime I play a game like this, I'm always like, uh-oh. Is my PC gonna melt? Lord Jesus Christ, son of a... Every time I say Jesus Christ, it always comes out like, ugh, Jesus Christ. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. Sic transit gloria mundi. Okay. Need to go make tea for the lady. Okay. Yoink. I have blueberry tea. But the lady requested some strawberry tea. Okay, Q gets rid of that. Yeah, this game looks really good. And there was that little card at the start that said it was made by one dev. Really impressive work. Timeless. Felix is quite the avid reader of these. Felix, I'm on to you. It's a bit puzzling considering that after his ordination, he'll be donning the simple black attire with a white collar. On the other hand, I enjoy lighting the fire with the pages of those magazines. Rude! They're made of special ink that burns for longer. It's a pity that they're so expensive, though. Rude! Okay. Holy fragrance of this beautiful scented oil fills the air. I have lots of nuns. Ooh, are you Felix? I know why he reads those magazines. I'm on to you. God bless. How are you? God bless. I'm enjoying what might be the final day of the year with beautiful weather. I just returned from a leisurely stroll through the park. I heard on the radio that a massive storm, capitalized, is approaching. So is that like a figurative storm as well? Like something bad's about to happen? Perhaps even tonight. They're forecasting it to be the most powerful one in the last few years. I just hope it doesn't wreak havoc. By the way, Father Josiah mentioned your struggles with severe migraines. Are you feeling better? Is everything all right? I'm fine, just the weather. I see. Lately the winters have indeed become incredibly unpredictable. One day it's warm and sunny, only for the next day to bring rain and a sharp drop in temperatures. I'm making some tea. Do you want to join me? How I would love to gossip over tea. Girl! Make sure you don't put too much sugar in it. Unfortunately, I have to help the sisters at the convent with gluing the new wallpaper. I'll be leaving in an hour. Take care, see you around. I'm on to you. Hi. Man, a bunch of twinks. God bless. Stay for Christmas? FR. Deacon Josiah. What does FR stand for? Father, is it like Father Reverend? God bless. Well, I call this place home. I like it here very much, especially during Christmas. It brings back pleasant memories from my childhood, when times were better. But anyway, how are you? You look a bit pale. Rude. I'm fine, praise the Lord. I'm just a bit tired. Tired? The long winter nights can leave one restless. I've had my share of insomnia too. I usually go to the chapel and pray. It's strange how sleep overwhelms you when you try to pray to the Lord. God, stop looking at me like that. Temptations have bothered me since ordination as well, but I try to resist them. Confession is the best remedy in a situation like this. Perhaps I'll even go and confess to the bishop later. There are a few things that have been bothering me. But we'll talk about we'll talk sometime about this. Okay. Sure. I'm making some tea. Want to join me? Right now I have to go to the convent and help the nuns glue some new wallpaper. There's still a lot of work in the hallway. Maybe later, tonight. Later tonight it is. Okay. A croissant. Citrus. Grab that kettle. Blueberry tea. Citrus. Where's the strawberry tea? What are you still doing here? Do you know a certain Lady Marina from the parish? From our parish, you say? I think I know who you're referring to. Yes. I'm not personally acquainted with her because she doesn't attend church frequently, but I believe I saw her once or twice. I remember spotting her in the back of the church on one or two occasions during the Holy Mass. She seemed incredibly emotional, her gaze fixed towards the altar. A beautiful young lady, but clearly in profound sorrow. I assume she must have lost someone. But who can say for sure? If you're curious about her, I know her name. Or curious about how I know her name, it's because I've overheard people gossiping. Rumors. Rumors, you say? What kind of rumors? Rumors indeed. Apparently she is very discreet with her life. And many suspect that she has an incredible fortune, which she acquired through her feminine wiles. But I won't be too quick to judge. But you are. You are, my man. Some say that during the war, she may have married a Nazi officer, and now she is embarrassed. Well, that is pretty bad. Others, that she is simply a very emotional and mentally unstable person. Aren't we all? Who knows? Poor thing. We should pray for her. I agree. It is the only way we can help people like her. God forgive me if I have sinned through my words. I'll leave for the convent to help the nuns. Perhaps we'll see each other again this evening after I return. God's blessing. Hibiscus. Okay.
Europe is currently grappling with a disturbing surge in violent crimes. Extensive research has been conducted to shed light on this disconcerting reality. While we may express our concerns and diligently prosecute the perpetrators, the justice system is actively seeking innovative approaches to prevent these violent acts from occurring in the first place.
Death.
Psychologists have revealed that a significant majority of criminals bear the weight of troubled pasts, which fosters a misguided belief that they possess the upper hand and the right to seek revenge against those they perceive as weaker. Moreover, research highlights a lack of moral compass among the younger generation, which could be a key contributing factor to the increase in violence.
All right. As soon as I hear shit like, these young kids don't have any morals, it's like, ugh, shut up. I haven't found the strawberry tea yet. Ooh, inventory. So I have a cute little pitcher for some reason. I wonder if I'm going to pour the tea in there. And I have a lighter. Okay. And I have the actual kettle. Cute. Okay. Where's my strawberry tea? Boop. Should be a pack of strawberry tea somewhere. All right. Let's keep looking. Yeah, for one dev, this is really impressive. Dear Father Mathias Marton. I think it means Father Reverend, I think. I purchased the strawberry tea pack for you as a token of gratitude. Your guidance means a lot. From your humble novice, Felix D. Felix, a devoted seminarian, and a generous young man, constantly attentive to the needs of those around him. Yoink. Mine now, idiot. I received another certificate of appreciation last year. I thought about taking it down, but Felix insisted I humble myself and acknowledge my merit. Yeah, like the lighting in this and the assets are really well done. I'm not touching it. I don't want to dirty my hands. I don't need anything from the basement right now. Okay. Then let's go brew up that tea. Great architecture, too. Like, I love these, like the crown molding and stuff. Who is door? Ding dong.
Good evening. My name's Marina. We talked earlier on the phone.
Good evening, and God bless. I am Father Mathias Marton, at your service.
She is hot. Damn, I'm in trouble. Okay. My strange visitor has arrived. Rude. Good evening. I'm Fr Mathias. Hello, Father. I really think it's Father Reverend. Okay. Please forgive me if I come across as impolite. I'm not particularly devout. Perhaps I lack some of the etiquette. Oh, maybe I should have thought about covering my head with a scarf. No worries. Oh, thank you. You know, I didn't expect such a warm and welcoming reception. I've always been a bit of an outsider. I tend to stand out, and it's made it hard for me to blend in with the other parishioners. But I don't want to take up too much of your time. Father, I find myself in a delicate situation, and I'm not sure how to proceed. I've heard nothing but good things about you, and I believe you're the only one who could help me and provide a blessing. Oh, is there anyone else here? I apologize. Perhaps I should keep my voice down. I tend to speak louder when I become excited. Don't worry, we're alone. What a relief. I realize it might seem odd, but you see, I value privacy and discretion greatly, and there's a reason for all that. I still recall my last confession vividly. The priest had trouble hearing. I had to speak louder, and when I finished confessing, the next person waiting couldn't help but burst into laughter. Rude. She was clearly eavesdropping. I can probably imagine how uncomfortable that was. What's that I sense? Strawberries? Oh yes, the tea must be ready.
Oh my, such a lovely place. I always wondered how priests live, all by themselves. Must be terribly lonely.
We try to keep things simple. You have quite the taste in furniture, and everything is so clean. By the way, if you don't mind me asking, Father, may I pose a question? I might be a bit nosy, but I'm genuinely curious. Do priests indulge in... I mean, things like smoking, drinking a glass of wine, perhaps listening to music, something other than church organs? Some do, some don't. I'm rather moderate. Oh, Father, forgive me for asking such a trivial question. I don't wish to distract you from your duties. And I already feel as though I'm intruding on your privacy. I'm here to discuss the reason for my visit. I'm at a loss for words, Father, and I don't know how to express this. Stupid me. And I rehearsed it dozens of times at home. You see, I feel utterly helpless, vulnerable. I don't know how much longer I can endure this. But I'd rather be blunt, Father. It concerns you. Me? Dear Lord, in what way? Ever since you arrived at our parish, things have changed, and I resent it. Before, everything was so ordinary, but now, it's you I must see every Sunday, standing before the altar, your arms open, looking out over the congregation. All my life, I've been devoted to the Virgin Mary. I prayed the rosary every night, and even aspired to enter the covenant. But then, you showed up. From that day on, I couldn't bring myself to attend Mass and to see you. The few times I've been to church all these years, I couldn't help but feel this overwhelming rush of emotions. I would start crying, and perhaps people believed I was on fire for Jesus. When in fact, oh, how can I say this? I know it's not right, but the truth is that I love you, Father, with all my whole being and from the bottom of my heart. Damn. I don't know what to say. Ah, shit. Stage 1, temptation. Temptation is the urge to sin, whether through persuasion or the promise of pleasure, which can be external or internal, affecting one's willpower. It may stem from our inherent inclination to evil due to original sin, or from the influence of the devil. However, temptation itself is not sin. Only when the will consents does sin occur.
You know, this is a delicate situation. I'm considering your feelings, and I don't want to be callous, but it's just not possible. What can I say? I'm not good at discussing romantic love between a man and a woman. I can preach to you about the love of God.
I understand, Father. I understand. Oh, I feel so naive. I shouldn't have come here. I'm the only one to blame for this embarrassment.
You shouldn't talk like that. There's no shame in loving someone.
But not like this.
We can still be friends in Christ.
Oh, spare me that talk. I don't need a sermon. Pour me a glass of wine and I'll be on my way.
I know what she needs. Okay, sweet red wine. I'll treat her with my spare bottle, but first, I'll take a look around. She brought a lot of stuff and took over my space, did she? She's as insistent as she is pretty. Oh Lord, what am I thinking? I should bring her the wine and end this. We've been talking for almost 3 hours. Twice during the discussion, she perfumed herself with this fragrance. She's not only trying to tell me she loves me, but to make me love her. Omen of St. Mary's. I've been compelled and encouraged by my bishop for quite some time to compile a monograph about this place. The ongoing drama that has haunted this parish leaves me restless. Over the years, numerous priests, both revered and despised, have met their demise under suspicious circumstances. Determined to shed light on the history of the rectory, I have embarked on a research endeavor intending to create a photo album accompanied by brief descriptions of each priest, commemorating their lives and the impact they had on this community, both positive and negative. My aim is to offer the people an opportunity to truly know them, with all their virtue and flaws. If I have some spare time, I should find all the pictures. Okay. Train ticket. Okay. So she went from Senaya to Bucharest. Interesting. A train ticket for tonight. Unfortunately, she missed it a few minutes ago. What was her plan? I'm not gonna look in her purse. Nosy. Okay, there's the wine. Just as she entered the room, she took off her coat in the most captivating way. She looked at me with a charming gaze, as if trying to tempt me. She brought with her this heavy suitcase, which she kindly asked me to bring up here. Weird. I should have refused. What's in her mind? She displayed all of her charms like a sinful temptress. There's no denial. She's determined to have me, but I won't even blink. I swore an oath. I stand firm in my unwavering faith. Hail Mary, full of grace, and Lord is with thee. Yeah, there's that magazine that he burns. So fucked. Okay. Unknown saint, through the intercessions of your prayers in heaven, I shall not waver in my faith. Find a priest photo. Okay. Father Reverend Johannes Archibald. He was the longest-serving priest in office. With undisputed zeal, he fought against the bands of thieves in the city. This got the better of him and culminated in his strange disappearance, never to be seen again. Rumors have circulated that he may have left overseas to escape the vendetta he had on his head. Interesting. Okay. I want to make sure I'm getting all the pictures and stuff. Alright, I think that's it in here. Cool. Yeah, so I have the wine. Oh, thank you. This sweet red is exactly what I needed. And what a treat it is to enjoy it in such charming company. Why are you looking at me like this? Do I seem pitiful, like a desperate woman trying to get what she wants? Oh, don't worry, Father. Just having a little fun with you. I would never dare to think that. Oh, Father, you're too serious. Lighten up a bit. Tell me, have you ever been in love? Surely you must have had your heart fluttering at some point, with your dark hair and those blue eyes. I don't remember. What kind of answer is that? I don't remember. You make me laugh. Come on, share some memories with me. No one ever forgets their first love, the first kiss, the first night of passion. What was she like? I bet she had a hold on your heart. Enough. Please, finish your drink and then what? What do you have in mind? Do you have something exciting, or do you have some exciting secrets to share? I am just kidding, Father. Don't mind me. Perhaps I've had too much to drink. After a single glass? Come on, man. But I must say, this wine is so sweet and delightful. Is this what you use for Holy Mass? No wonder people keep coming back for more. Oh, why is it so hot all of a sudden? My oh my. What were we talking about? Oh yes, about your first time. What was it like? Wait, don't answer me. I should have assumed that by now. You are a virgin. Yes, that is it. That's why you're so shy and dismissive. I should have known. You're a priest devoted to the church, and you've never had a woman. But tell me, do you ever wonder what it's like to indulge in the desires of the flesh? Such a pity you are a priest. Shut up. Damn. Whoa! 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 Father? Venial sin. Venial sin refers to a minor offense, or one committed without full reflection or consent. Although it weakens the sinner's connection with God, it does not signify a deliberate rejection of God, and therefore does not entirely obstruct the reception of sanctifying grace. Whoa. My goodness. My goodness. I'll have to do some clever editing around that.
That was the last thing I expected. But in retrospect, Felix always was a bit nosy.
I bet he's jealous. This is embarrassing. What will he think? What will he think? Me, the respected priest he looks up to as a role model? God. It was just a mistake. Ah! She's still here. Get out. Oop. I said, I think I broke my vows as a priest. All right, let's go chase him down. Don't snitch on me. Don't snitch. Felix appears to be tidying up his room at last. Let's hope he doesn't leave his belongings here throughout the entire Christmas season. Christian Alphonse? Appointed in a hurry by the bishop, he was a compulsive liar and always got into trouble with the local authorities. After the rise of the mob, he quickly pretended to fight against the bands, only to be discovered fully involved in criminal activity. He was gunned down in a drive-by shooting. Damn! Let's see, one moment. Okay, there we go. The group chat for the flat I live in was popping off. I'm gonna go make sure everything was okay. Damn. I mean, a lot of achievements. Although beloved spiritual... Wait, this is, Eustace Bartholomew? Although beloved spiritual father for many, he fought against his inner demons, alcoholism. There are rumors of a sister from St. Sebastian convent often bringing him moonshine. Poor man succumbed to his vice, suffering a terrible liver pain. Dang. So it's only the men I have to click on. Like the nuns don't register as anything. What? What? Who brought this here? Razvan Ramolini? Young and naive, he sought to fight against the death penalty in our country. In a tragic twist, he lost his life at the hands of a psychopathic brute who was granted mercy just a few months prior. Poor Ramolini perished at the hands of those whose freedom he fought for. And the saw's gone. Interesting. I'm onto this guy. That's right, the tie's pattern shouldn't match the pocket square. The contrast adds depth and sophistication. That's one fashion tip I remember from going to the seminary. I see you. I know what you're up to. Although Father Josiah doesn't live with us, he often drops by and brings us expensive sweets. Vanity, find a fashion magazine. I found quite a few of them. I don't like trivialities, especially when they occur between students and fellow clergymen. Thank you, Felix, for the cologne you gave me. But I want you to know that I've left it in your bedroom. I appreciate the gesture, but I'm not in the mood for trivial matters. I have a lot on my mind. I want you to understand that your friendship means a lot to me. It's not that I have something against you, but I am simply overwhelmed. So, our priest gets with the lady, whereas I bet Felix is doing some other things. Abraham Marcus. The most controversial figure to have lived within the walls of this rectory. A convert to Christianity, a man of rare finesse. Abraham chose to end his life following a terrible scandal in which he was involved with a woman. It is suspected that he had a child whom he killed in an accident, as the child was hit by his own car while he was driving. May God rest his soul. Dear students of the seminary and sisters of St. Mary's Convent, we are pleased to announce our intention to hold a memorial service in the near future, commemorating the life of Father Reverend Abraham Marcus, followed by a conference addressing the influence of the demonic in today's world. Abraham Marcus, a dedicated priest, encountered profound struggles that ultimately led to his untimely passing. The service will feature a reflection by the bishop about the challenges faced by even the most devout among us. Among us. The exact date of the memorial and conference will be announced after Christmas. I'm sure they'll ask me to say a few words. While the subject of the demonic isn't my preference, and it's a reality we must acknowledge. Okay, I think that might be all the priests I can check out. I have no intention of leaving. The situation has suddenly become complicated, if I may put it that way. The magazine. I don't have a favorable opinion of this clandestine method of communication, but in a way, I think it's clever. Who would have guessed they would hide secret notes in such a mundane place? Now the question is, what are they truly hiding? Josiah, you seem bothered. It's as if I don't know you anymore. I feel you're hiding something. Your behavior has changed lately, and I don't know what to make of it. You're nervous, and it seems like nothing I do has any effect on changing your mood. You're full of anger. I can feel that. Please talk to me. You know I am your best friend, Felix. More clutter. Okay. Let's go upstairs and try to talk to Felix. We need to talk about what you witnessed. I understand. I'm not here to pass judgment. The desires of the flesh have tempted me numerous times, but I've always strived to resist them. It's important not to let this become a recurring pattern. Damn. Don't look at me like that, bro. Father. Is this a one-time occurrence? Or have you experienced such a lapse in your resolve before? I'd rather discuss that with my father confessor. Very well. Now if you'll excuse me, I'd like to rest. I am tired. Wait, I'm concerned. Oh, you're worried that I might disclose this incident? What purpose would that serve? The best step is to seek guidance from someone you trust deeply. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not here to judge you. I too have my own sins. Please excuse me, I am tired. God bless you. Good night. I need to wake her up. The weather has gotten worse, but I can't let her stay overnight. I really don't want Felix to see us together in the morning. Okay, what is this door? Oh, fancy bathroom. Who smashed it? Ew. Let's see. Instead of spending money on those magazines, Felix could donate to charity. Squandering money on trivialities such as these is not fitting for an aspiring clergyman. We should aim to embrace humility and forsake the vanity of this world. Yeah, but he needs those for things. Fresh towels and flickering candles. Someone is getting ready for a warm and cozy bath. Okay, I think it's it in here. This is a nice bathroom. I love these clawfeet bathtubs. Clawfoot tub? Yeah. Very fancy. Alright, Toots. You gotta hit the road. Wake up.
I couldn't resist her charms. If only I weren't a priest. We could have been together, but I had to send her home. Marina? Marina? Hey, you need to wake up.
Dead already?
There she lay, lifeless. Her gaze fixed on the ceiling. Her expression was one of terror. Blood oozing from her mouth. What could have caused this? What terrible chain of events could have led to this? I trembled, overwhelmed by an uncontainable fear. The entire house was spinning with me. I was in deep trouble.
That camera angle is intense. So while I was talking to Felix, did somebody go in and...
I raved, demented, gripped with horror and bewilderment. All my efforts to bring life back into her body were in vain. Only hours later I found some comfort in prayer. I had to think straight. and act accordingly.
Alright, bro. Damn. I need to... How am I gonna edit all this? Oh. I don't know if it has happened. I need to gather her things and cover her body with a bedsheet. I can't bring myself to look at her like this. Should I call the police? Nah. Nah. Okay, let's cover her up. Oh, Christ. Blood's coming out of her mouth. How did this happen? I should cover her body with a white bedsheet. Okay. Grab that. Was it an allergic reaction to this? I doubt it. Okay. This is the only morally responsible action, to call the authorities. But how can I? I'm not going to call the police. They'll surely point fingers at me, especially since Felix stumbled upon us. I'm undoubtedly looking like the prime suspect. I won't call the police. Okay. Was it the perfume that killed her? The scent still lingers in the air. Okay, that hasn't changed. Here's the bedsheet. Who is she? I'll take a look inside her purse, at least to get to know her, or get to know more about her. Goodbye. I've had enough. It is the third time I was saved by people after attempting to jump off the central bridge. But why would you care? The beatings, the humiliation I endured at your hand, it's all coming to an end tonight. I'm leaving. You told me countless times that you'd be better off if I were dead, but I won't give you the satisfaction. Instead, I'll leave you. I'm going somewhere far away, somewhere you'll never find me. Rotten hell. She wanted to leave him. That explains the train ticket. The very idea unnerves me, yet this presents an unforeseen chance for her sudden vanishing. Tic-tac, hell awaits me. I don't care about this right now. I must get rid of this. God, I feel like a criminal. I hope what I'm doing is right. I'll take a look inside later. Okay, let's cover her up. It's gonna be hard to edit. I'll do my best. There's no YouTube feels about things like that. Okay. So I've covered her up. I guess... Oh wait, can I throw her stuff in the fireplace? No? What am I doing? Oh. Let's go downstairs. Did Father Reverend Josiah bring a white stroller as part of reenacting the nativity scene? Weird. So wait, this guy had a scandal with a woman and killed their own kid in a car accident. Am I reliving his experience? Okay. So what am I doing exactly? I read the magazine, I got the sweets. Intention of leaving. The situation has suddenly become complicated, if I may put it that way. What do you want me to do? Because I think I got all of her stuff. I think I've looked at all the priest pictures out here too. Is there anything strange in the bathtub? Okay. Nothing in there. Oh, her shirt. Again? What do you want? I apologize for barging in like this. You always insisted on informing you about the Friday night vigil, in case you forget. I know how much you appreciate the serenity of the midnight service, and I didn't want you to miss it again. Right, the midnight service. I completely forgot about it. God, there's an enchanting fragrance of roses. It's so exquisite. Where's it coming from? Ah, I know. It's from her, isn't it? Emanating from her delightful flesh. Oh, spare me the pretense of not understanding. I know what you did. Did you enjoy it? Was it your first experience? Oh, is she still here? Perhaps you'd like to share her with me. Come on, sharing is a virtue in this insatiable world, isn't it? Why the sudden pallor in your face? I see. She's dead, isn't she? You're the one who ended her life. You're a murderer. Congratulations. You're a murderer. That's enough. Are you alright? I asked if you'd like to accompany me to the convent for the midnight vigil. But it seems you're exhausted. I'll leave you to rest. I'll head to the convent. We'll reconvene in the morning. And please, don't think about the little incident. It happens. We're all humans, after all. And please, forgive me if I upset you. May God bless you. So yeah, the screen started flashing red in different colors, because that's what the priest was like imagining in his mind. It's like his own like fear and anxiety triggering. May God bless you. See you in the morning.
Christ, that was too close. I have to do something about this. If Felix were to uncover this, it would be catastrophic. Me with a woman in my bed is one thing, but a lifeless body? I cannot in good conscience leave her here.
Oh dear God, I must do something. This is beyond horrifying. I have to bury her. I need to find something to put her in before it's too late. Christ have mercy. Okay, anything change? Blessed thou amongst women, and blessed in the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Okay, and that's still just the magazine. Nothing. Rather not touch this, after all I have done. Okay. So I guess we can go to the basement? Also, don't need to look in this. Yeah, the bathroom's still fine. I'll take this stuff to the old rectory after I bury Marina. I hope no one asks me where is the chest. What? Let's get on with this thing. Felix wanted those books donated. He won't miss them. Josiah and Felix. Father Reverend Josiah and I, we share more than he might admit. In our conversations, he denies it, but his demeanor has been giving him away lately. Just the other day, I asked him to sit for one of my drawings. He stood in silence for nearly half an hour, only to abruptly storm off in anger without explanation. I can sense his struggle, and I know what he's going through, even if he tries to conceal it. His inner demons will eventually overpower his determination. It's a bit cryptic, but it seems there might be something going on between Josiah and Felix. I hope it's nothing that goes against their calling. I'll have to talk to them about this tomorrow. Oh, this chest. Oh, this is just like a normal dresser. This old chest is large enough to fit one person inside. I'll have to remove all the clutter first. Hey, yoink. I'll tell Felix I used this massive chest to move his stuff to the old rectory.
Unwillingly, I found myself ensnared in a cruel game, seemingly orchestrated by either God or perhaps the devil. What choices did I have? I struggled to banish the unsettling notion that I might have, in some way, played a role in her death. Convinced of my innocence, and determined to remain steadfast in my faith, I proceeded to search for a way to handle Marina's body in the most Christian manner possible.
Stage 3, Mortal Sin. Mortal sin is a grave offense against God's law that involves full knowledge and deliberate consent. It severs the sinner's relationship with God and deprives the soul of sanctifying grace necessary for salvation, until repentance and absolution are sought through the sacraments of the church. Damn, so we're just going straight up barrier. An hour later, on the road towards the old cemetery.
Despite my overwhelming fear and confusion, I came up with a plan. I would transport the chest to the old cemetery and lay it to rest in a disused crypt. I prepared myself with the meticulousness of a criminal, preparing all the needed tools for this grim undertaking. On the seat beside me lay her farewell letter to her lover, destined to be mailed that very night upon my return from the cemetery. What could possibly go wrong? No, Christ almighty.
Yeah, flat tire. I must fix my truck quickly. I want to leave immediately, as I'd rather avoid encounters, especially considering what I'm carrying. Hey! Damn, there's like a big padlock on that. Yoink. Goodbye. I've had enough. It is the third time I was saved by people after okay, yeah. So this is the letter that she wrote. The goodbye letter. Got an axe. What do I need that for? Flat tire. I should have expected this. The roads around these parts are treacherous. The engine seems fine. No smoke coming out of it. Yeah, so I know it's a tire. Okay, so let's... I have a spare tire. It's going to be a nightmare to change it. I barely have tools, but let's hope I manage to do it.
Ooh, what on earth?
Girl, you okay? She's gone. Where is she? I must shield myself with the help of God and not succumb to the temptations of the devil, or else I'll lose my mind. There's the baby carriage again. Superstitions. The elders say this about those who have taken the life of an unbaptized child. They will endure even greater suffering in hell, condemned to consume the putrid flesh of the slain infant for all eternity. Horrifying. As a Catholic priest, I place my faith in the possibility of redemption. This is mere superstition, or possibly something penned in the spirit of a macabre jest. See, I think that this is hell for that priest that got with that lady and killed the kid. I think I'm in hell. Thank God there's no baby inside. The blood could be from anywhere. It might be a cruel joke. Who left this here? The blood splatters on the white padding make me nauseous. Jesus, save me. They closed the road during the storm. They were right. I just hope I can finish this whole business and return safely without any other incident. No, baby. Oh, Christ. Who'd abandoned this poor innocent soul here to die?
You're freezing. How did you get here?
This is definitely hell for that priest. It has to be. It's gotta be, right? Whoever abandoned him here should still be nearby. Maybe he can't have been here for long. Otherwise, he would have perished in this unforgiving weather. Okay, can I plop him down in the bloody carriage? No? Okay. Okay, can't plop him in there. Throw him in the river? I can't check my inventory either. I was hoping to see him in my inventory. Let's see, there's that goodbye letter. Okay. Are they back this way? Okay, it loops me. Got it. Oh, here we go. Madam, are you all right? Driven by despair, I sought help. I followed what I believed was a glimmer of hope. But that glimmer twisted into darkness. The Black Raven watched from the shadows, then swooped down upon me. He stole my baby. Don't despair, he's safe. I found him under the bridge. You found my baby? I scoured the area, but he eluded me. His cries vanished. How'd you manage to find him? Drop the act. You left your child to die. How dare you? I am his mother. Oh, I recognize your voice. Your breath carries the stench of death. There's blood on your hands. You were the one who took him away from me. You will pay for what you did. Woman, listen to me. I'm the what? I beg your pardon? Oh, I'm the Black Raven.
There's no doubt in my mind that the infant and her apparition were the work of the devil. They vanished in the blink of an eye. Many Catholic priests dismiss the demonic as a mere relic of the past, but I've witnessed firsthand the reality of evil. Just as God's presence is palpable, so too is the presence of the devil.
I have to keep my mind clear. I'll fix the tire, bury the chest at the old rectory, and bring an end to this horrifying ordeal. Okay. Yeah, she's still in there. Should I close this? Let's get this over with. So yeah, I had a vision that she had vanished.
I did not care if it was me who was hallucinating or the devil playing tricks with my mind. Her corpse was inside the chest. As gruesome as it sounds, I released a sigh of hope. Her running around as a tormented ghost was the last thing that I imagined possible.
Stage 4. enslavement. The compulsive repetition of certain mortal sins can lead to a state of enslavement. One's will becomes overpowered by the illusory pleasures of sin, and even the slightest intention of renunciation or repentance brings great suffering. At this stage, sin has become second nature. Yeah, new achievement, Cries in the Night. Later, at the old cemetery...
I finally arrived at the old cemetery just after midnight. Tormented by guilt and perplexed by the seemingly unexplainable situation in which I found myself, I knew deep within my heart that the demonic vexation had only just begun.
Prayers for the departed. End of the road. Or at least, I hope so. I'd better start reading the prayers before someone notices what I'm doing here. I hope I haven't forgotten the book. Okay. Is there anything down here? I want to explore before I... Oh, that looks like bloody mist. All right. Not do that yet. I don't have time for this. God, there's Twink magazines everywhere. I took her letter with me. Once I finish with this, I'll send it to her lover. The address is on the envelope. He will believe she left him for good. In a way, that's exactly what happened. Damn. Okay, so I got my robe, or my sash thing, got a cross. Hope the car won't give me any trouble on my return. Okay, got the prayer book. I think it's time.
Interrupt this program to bring you alarming news. The storm has caused the waters to rise. Just a few minutes ago, we received reports of a female torso being found washed ashore near the old fish market. The grisly discovery has sparked shock among the gathered onlookers. The police have initiated an investigation, despite the authorities' efforts to withhold details. Information has already leaked. There are rumors that the torso has been mutilated by her entrails seem to have been removed. Fear has enveloped our community, and we strongly advise everyone to exercise caution, particularly young women walking alone at night.
The stairs inside lead to a burial chamber. Or my... Can I turn that off? Yeah, I can. Okay. Fuck. I get to read that. Is that where my ancestor did something? What in the world? A torso? I'd rather not think about that right now. It could just be interference from another radio frequency? Maybe coming from a neighboring city.
A gathering of onlookers, their expressions etched with horror. The torso exhibits signs of intentional evisceration. The head of the victim has not been found yet, making for a very difficult identification process. However, the medical examiner has uncovered strands of red hair, serving as a potential lead in our investigation.
Rude. That was close, and it's no coincidence. This feels like demonic vexation. I wonder how far things will escalate. I'll remove it after I'm done with the funeral. It shouldn't be too difficult. Let us pray to the Lord.
Into your hands, O Lord, I humbly entrust your departed servant, Marina Constanza. In this life, you embraced her with your tender love, Deliver her now from every evil and bid her enter eternal rest. The old order has passed away. Welcome her then into paradise, where there will be no sorrow, no weeping, nor pain, but the fullness of peace and joy with your Son and the Holy Spirit forever and ever. Amen.
We pray to the Father, Son, the Holy Ghost, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Its petals soft and tender mirror her gentleness, yet its thorns sharp and torturous. The trials she endured in life. Oh, so okay, so I got a flower. Last thing I can do is bring some flowers as a sign of respect. I just immediately just want to walk around and see if anything changed. 3 roses should be fitting. Yes, 3 roses, alluding to the Holy Trinity. Yeah. Father, Son, Holy Ghost, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Why does all this feel off? Josiah, this cannot be. Deacon Josiah. Well, well, well. If it isn't the man who secretly craves the forbidden fruit. Such a shame that you're still in denial about your true self. Oh, what a pity. If you're truly Josiah, I compel you to say, Hail Mary, full of grace. Ha! There you go again. Drop it. You're not that convincing. Why not fully embrace your inner desires? A depraved man. Oh yes, I can see through your facade. I know that intense burning sensation keeps you awake at night. How you fantasize. And when those fantasies become too overwhelming, you surrender, and they seize control of you. Yes, as the night descends and darkness envelops your room, so do the desires. You can't resist. You've already become enslaved by your sins, your second nature. Each touch is a step deeper into the abyss, a descent into the hell of your own wicked desires. Casting aside your priestly collar, slowly unbuttoning your shirt. Your heart races faster and faster until... Shut your deceitful tongue. Your words hold no power over me. Oh, but they do. Tell me, did you indulge again tonight? Come on, you can confess to me. I thrive in the desires of the flesh. Were you thinking of me while pleasuring yourself? May the Lord cast you into the fiery depths of hell. That's not how you should speak to someone you care about, but fine, do as you wish. Dive into your fantasies and surrender to your desires. Just make sure your lady doesn't vanish again from where you've placed her. I'm not afraid of you. I'll close my eyes, and when I open them again, you'll be gone. Yeah, she's still there. Crosses. They serve as a reminder of the resurrection. Just as Christ resurrected from the dead, so shall we all when he returns. There's always hope in Christ. So I'm looking for another rose. I only have 2. Not back there. What if I can keep going forward through the red mist? Let's see. Rose, 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 rose. Where are the roses? There's gotta be one back here somewhere. This is like the only area that I haven't really... Oh, here we go. It's like a grave? The perfume of this rose, the scent that drove me to sin. Oh Lord, forgive me. May her soul find eternal rest.
Just as the vision dissipated, vile, echoing whispers began to surround me. Upon returning to the crypt, I stopped and gazed in horror towards the entrance. Father Josiah was correct. The chest and her body had disappeared. vanishing into thin air.
Stage 6, Oppression. Demonic oppression entails the tangible presence or physical assault of a demon. When granted permission to act in one's life, the demon may manipulate the environment and afflict the individual. Furniture may move, temperatures may fluctuate, footsteps may be heard, or wounds may appear as if from invisible blows. In such instances, immediate action is imperative, including the consecration of the afflicted premises, prayers of deliverance, and seeking the assistance of a qualified exorcist. Later, back at the rectory, I'm pretty sure we're in hell.
I hastily departed from that place, indifferent to whether what happened was real or if I was slowly losing my sanity. An hour later, I found myself back at the rectory, where I decided to compose my resignation letter, prepare for a spiritual and psychological checkup, and surrender myself to the authorities. Little did I know that the evening held more surprises for me.
Oh, God. What does this twink want? Have you been burning my magazines? Ambrosios Dominic? Elected as a parish priest by the former bishop, he was an incredibly corrupt cleric who betrayed the church in order to get involved in a romantic affair with a wealthy Hungarian woman, only to succumb to syphilis. Damn. We usually empty the trash before Sunday. Got it? Where'd I put the key? I should have parked inside, but Josiah's car is already here. Midnight service must have just ended a few minutes ago. Felix must be sleeping now. Cute. It would be impolite. Josiah's car. Can I go inside? I'll talk to him. Ooh, he's been drinking. Josiah? Good lord, you're drunk. What happened? It doesn't matter. I might as well be dead for all I know. I am done with this life. Don't talk like that. Let's go inside and... I'm not going anywhere. Christ, I am lost. What am I going to do? I've dug my own grave. I betrayed the church and everyone who has ever helped me, showing me kindness. You listen to me and don't look with compassion towards me. I don't deserve it. I'm a bastard. Don't think I'm just rambling because I've had too much to drink. I am dead serious. I have to make a confession, right here on the spot. I am not who you think I am. You've heard it right. Oh, but what may Josiah want to say with this? You may be asking yourself, I'm a sinful man. I have deceived everyone. I know. I know your secret. It's not even a secret. I keep finding these little dirty magazines. I guess they're not dirty. They're just like fashion magazines. You're talking nonsense. Let's go to sleep. Shut up. I've kept this inside me for too long. Enough with the little secrets whispered at night. Enough with all the notes slipped through the pages of those goddamn tasteless fashion magazines. Hear me, because this is the first time I am honest. I feel this burning fire deep in my heart. I am in love, head over heels. Her name is Marina? What? What? You said Marina? Yes, Marina Costanza. Oh, if you would just know her, she's divine. Her smile alone is enough to make a priest forget his vows. And I have forgotten mine for quite some time. Almost a year, actually. We are madly in love. And as you have seen this car packed full of things, we plan to leave together tonight. It is not infatuation. It is not a spur of the moment. We've been seeing each other for almost a year. We are tired of hiding. Her old Nazi husband is obsessed with her, but we are both dead serious. You know why? Because I am a father. Yes, you've heard it right. She gave birth to a baby boy, my son. Oh, the joy of my life. We plan to leave the city, move to the countryside, you know, raise our children, live until old age and be laid to rest by our grandchildren under an old oak tree. And now what? You can't leave like this, you're drunk. Of course, I'm not going anywhere, you idiot. I'm going to crash on a sofa, and tomorrow morning I'm gonna take my stuff back home. I'm gonna cry for an hour or so and then get drunk again. Because that goddamn whore didn't show up. Most probably she left me. If I only would have listened to the rumors. And she took the baby with her. Don't I look like a real man? Am I not a good fit for a father? Tell me. I have purchased her expensive gifts, even a baby stroller, white, a very expensive model, just as she wanted for our baby. Toys, all sorts of things, and now she's giving me the cold shoulder. I should have known that she's not good for me. It's not the first time she promised me we will leave together, only for hours later she changed her mind. And why am I so weak? Why did I have to fall in love with this woman? Listen, go inside. You need to rest. We'll talk tomorrow.
You can imagine my shock. Not only were they secretly in love, which was hard to believe in itself, but they had a child.
I thought he and the other one with the glasses were like playing hide the sausage together. I thought that was the secret. Huh. I cannot yet bring myself to believe his story. Yet still, this teddy bear Josiah is proof that he must be a father. Not necessarily. He was determined to leave. There's something underneath. Pregnancy verification letter to Lady Marina Constanza. On this 10th day of February 1948, the patient known as Marina Constanza Leopold had a positive pregnancy test. Based on the date of her last menstrual period, her estimated date of delivery is the 6th day of October 1948. According to those papers, the baby must be around 2 months old. But where is he? There's the mailbox key. So now I put the letter in the mailbox. Is there anything hidden around? Lena Jagger? Great last name. Eren Yeager. When the Great War came, he quickly asked to be sent to the front line to attend to the spiritual needs of the soldiers. He always dreamed of giving his life in a heroic way. Although he never wielded a weapon, as it is forbidden for clerics, he died in a bizarre way, stumbling and falling down the stairs of the rectory just 3 days after returning from the front line. Damn, that's embarrassing. It is crucial they address these challenges and consider their vocation seriously. Priesthood is not suitable for everyone, and I will encourage them to confess and reflect on their path. Josiah, I sense that you are struggling with something, and I believe I know what it is. I can feel it, and it's only because I am also grappling with the same issue. The temptation, the allure of the flesh. How cruel it can be. Those sleepless nights. I know the feeling all too well. We must discuss this openly. Please, let's talk. We shouldn't hide this any longer. So, the one with glasses is in love with Josiah, but Josiah was sleeping with Mariana and had a kid with her, then Mariana came and slept with me. Damn. Messy, messy, messy. Okay, and I already got that one. Not leaving anywhere tonight. Okay. With love from Mariana. Josiah, the decoy train ticket is in play. You know how the cops do their rounds at the train station every evening, showing my picture around. Let's hope they'll swallow the bait and believe I've left for Sinaya? Sinaya? I have no idea where that is. The old brute will be barking up the wrong tree while we leave the country. There's one more thing I have in my mind, though. Let's spill everything to Father Mathias. You're fond of him, and he was your best friend. Sharing the truth might ease our conscience. We may earn his understanding and perhaps even a blessing. I'll arrange a meeting with him Saturday night. See you there. Love, Mariana. Or Marina? I don't know what to believe anymore. This proves that she, at the very least, intended to meet me, and what has transpired until now may have been, at least in part, real. So she came to me to confess.
Everything pointed to a different sequence of events. What I was certain of was that she did visit me that day. However, after we had tea, things started to make less and less sense.
Oh, God, what happened? Josiah's in love with
The
her?
rain keeps pouring, yet despite the flood and harsh weather, the police persist in their efforts to locate the remaining parts of the young woman's body. The police are scouring the area, knocking on doors and asking questions, while auxiliary troops try to keep the curious onlookers at bay. Updates come in steadily, suggesting the murder happened recently, perhaps just hours ago, as the wounds are still fresh. There's a constant fear that the killer is on the loose and might strike again. Notably, our town hasn't seen such a brutal murder since before the war, and people are not accustomed to living in fear for their lives.
Not again. So, when we drank that strawberry tea, did it make us, like, hallucinate? Oh, shit. You have to be kidding. Damn, nice mustache. And, like, I like how they added, like, a light square, as if this is, like, the set of a movie. Captain Arbogast? Oh, good evening. I'm Captain Arbogast from the police department. I hope I didn't startle you. I've been meaning to speak with Father Mathias Marton. So is this just the abbreviation of Father, or is it Father Reverend? Whatever. Let's say Father. Oh, good evening. That would be me. I'm honored. I heard commendable things about you. Honestly, I pictured you as an older fella. Sorry, but I ain't one for the church, and I ain't too fond of clergymen. This rectory has seen its fair share of troubles, but I reckon you're aware of that. Anyway, I got a case on my desk. Been there a week now. A young dame caught up in a mess of love gone south, with some real head-scratcher clues. Thought it was your unusual disappearing act. But now, looks like we got ourselves a corpse and a slippery killer on the loose. Oh, thought it was your usual disappearing act. Okay, thinking that she just skipped town. Then they found her body. I'm a priest. Love affairs and ladies aren't exactly my expertise. Don't be so dismissive, Father. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. Let me give you a brief outline of the case. We got this real knockout dame, you know? Red hair, green eyes, that could pierce steel. A real beauty, I tell you. If you caught a glimpse, you might rethink your vows. A real stunner. But here's the twist. She's what they call trouble. Looks can deceive, and hers sure do. She's got a past. Plenty of suitors lining up. Now, she's tied to some rich ex-Nazi officer who claims a clean past. But that ain't the focus. This guy is a brute, roughs her up good. She's even testified against him once. The old man is past his prime in the bedroom and takes it out on her. You see, he's desperate for an heir, a real legacy to leave behind. But then, one day, the old man gets the news of his life. She's pregnant. Don't ask how, miracles happen, right? You know the drill, just like in the Bible. It happened once, could happen again. But here's where it gets interesting. She's pregnant and decides to hit the road. She disappears, and the old man's losing his mind, begging us to find her. He's buying drinks, promising votes for my mayoral run. So, we do our thing. Follow a few leads and track down the doc who delivered the baby. We dig deeper, and before you know it, we're knocking on the door of the hotel where she's been holed up. Well, seems your story has a happy ending. Praise the Lord. Except her room was empty. She and her baby vanished into thin air. She kept moving from hotel to hotel, maybe to her secret lover. Slippery as an eel. We were always one step behind her, and now it seems we're too late. Now my tale might sound like something straight out of the pulps. That's where the term pulp fiction comes from, because they're like pulpy magazines or novels. But here's where it gets even darker. Just a few hours ago, they found a torso washed up down at the old fish market. A grim sight, let me tell you. You see, the storm busted the dam upstream, sending torrents of water raging down, hauling all sorts of junk into the city. Mostly old stuff, rotten and decayed. But among the wreckage, they found two things. The first is that mutilated torso they just keep blabbing about on the radio. And the second, a heavy chest. Heavy chest? Have I finally grabbed your attention, Father Mathias? A chest indeed. A rare model made of solid oak, bearing the coat of arms of St. Mary's Church. You're looking a bit pale, Father, and I haven't even told you about the scent. The padding inside the chest smelled like roses, a strong aroma. It was soaked in blood and murky water, turned our stomachs. Disgusting. My boys are down at the fish market where they found the gruesome discovery. Just got word they stumbled upon some other parts too. I'm sorry, but this is too much. If you want to make an arrest, hold your horses, Father. Innocent until proven guilty, remember? I haven't claimed there's a link between your hefty chest and the corpse, but if there is, you can bet I'll be knocking on your door. God, I pray that her baby is still out there somewhere. If only we knew who the father is. Right now, my boys are scouring for a way to ID her beyond any doubt. If we lay hands on her head, that'll be our strongest piece of evidence. If it turns out to be her, then that's when we'll be paying you another visit. Let's hope it's not. This is all just a cruel twist of fate. Catch you later. Hey, God blessed. God bless you too. So, because we saw that handsaw in the beginning, and then it was gone. There's like something happening in the background that we just didn't see.
Hello?
Bishop Benedict. Hello, this is Bishop Benedict. Apologize for the late call, but I'd like to speak with Father Mathias Marton. Father Marton speaking. What seems to be the problem? Father Mathias? I'm sorry. I'm having some interference. Barely hear you. It's probably the storm. I'll be brief. I know it's really late, but the feeling that something's amiss, something really dark and ultimately evil. Dear Lord, can you be more specific? Haven't you heard the news? Yes, they are broadcasting an entire murder investigation. It's sick. That's exactly what I thought. I bet no one is sleeping tonight. They're all listening to the news. I talked at the radio station. He's a good friend of mine. I pleaded with him to stop, or at least wait for the first day of Christmas to pass. but nothing. And now they're looking for a suspect. Are you aware they found a chest with the coat of arms of St. Mary's? Captain Arbogast dropped by just a few minutes ago. The chest, yes. Captain Arbogast informed about this. It made me uneasy. A monstrous scandal, can you imagine? It seems the Lord is testing us once more. I have hoped I won't have to go through another misfortune again. It's like we've been cursed. I'm also having my suspicions. What worries me the most is not the chest that was found alongside the woman's body parts, but rather some information I received about someone at the rectory. It's about Felix, the seminarian. Lord Almighty, Felix? A murder suspect? But he is just... I didn't say he's a murderer, God forbid! Although, the things I have heard about him lately... Lord forgive me, it is not just a hunch. I have my reasons. You see, in the last week, I've received lots and lots of reports about his behavior. And I confess, I made an error in judgment when I considered him a good candidate for the priesthood. I've been getting reports of his recent erratic behavior, even violent tendencies. There are also that he might have a certain fondness for his fellow students in an intimate manner. Even Father Josiah has told me that Felix has taken his friendship for him to an unhealthy level. But I'm confident that with the help of our Lord, we will settle this, as we always did. To the Lord that we will get to the bottom of it and hopefully clean the image of your parish, although I fear the worst. Now, there's only one thing I want you to do. I'm all ears, Your Eminence. Please do not leave the rectory. Let's keep a low profile. If the press comes by knocking on the door, don't answer. Let me handle this. I'll proceed with caution. After all, God forgive me, it is not the first time when I've had to do this. Rest now. There are difficult days awaiting us all.
I felt as if the veil had been lifted from my eyes. What if something truly awful had occurred at the rectory and I witnessed it? Perhaps the trauma was too overwhelming, causing me to lose touch with reality. Could I have concocted this seemingly romantic affair as a coping mechanism? Then what was the real picture? What happened with Marina after we had tea?
I have a feeling that someone is playing jokes on me, and I don't like this at all. Let's see, a sleepless night. If His Eminence is right about Felix, the police will be back soon. I better put my things in order. The room's in disarray. I clearly remember making tea before she arrived, and having it together here. Am I delusional? I'll check here and downstairs. Okay. Nonsense. I'm gonna have to check around and downstairs. Something feels really off. I have a feeling that someone is toying with me. Okay, nothing in there. I should burn them all. Okay. Only a single glass of wine? Oh yeah. Huh. Priesthood is over. Pregnancy verification letter. Okay, I've already read that. I'm trying to click on that one. There we go. Find him at Fashion Magazine. Instead of taking their vows seriously, they spent time with all sorts of trivialities. Now, we all have to suffer the consequences. Felix, I've reached a breaking point. Tonight, I will confess to the bishop. I cannot endure this any longer. My place is not here. Despite finding comfort and salvation within the Holy Church, I sense that I am on the brink of betraying it. Let's discuss this further tonight over tea. So did he actually come to confess his feelings for Felix? But then something in my head made it seem like he said Mariana? This is ridiculous. Is this some kind of joke? Okay, before we continue, let me pause. Okay, boop boop. Boop boop boop. Hello, I'm back. Okay. It's a few hours later. I had to go to a meeting. Do a little call. Let's see. Gonna check around downstairs. Feels like something's really off. Okay, so now we have a puzzle. Oh shit. Okay. Anything different in the bathroom? Seems like everything's the same in here. Fresh house of flicking candles. Yeah, talking about somebody's getting ready for that cozy bath. Who smashed it? Okay, here's where the chest was. Awkward. Okay. Can't open that. I need to get rid of this thing, man. Oh goodness. I hope the child is still alive. Perhaps Josiah is hiding him at his place? Considering his drunken and erratic behavior, anything could be possible.
Amidst the frantic search for the missing victim's head, a new threat looms over the city. The rising floodwaters unleashed by the storm. The old fish market, the epicenter of the gruesome discovery, now lies submerged, its dark corners concealing potential evidence crucial to solving the heinous crime. As the waters surge, locals dread the possibility that body parts may be further dispersed throughout the city, carried by the swift currents. This grim prospect fuels the mounting terror gripping the community, only adding to the fear that the perpetrator, emboldened by anonymity, may strike again with impunity. Amidst the chaos and uncertainty, authorities work tirelessly to assuage public fears, urging citizens not to succumb to panic. While the floodwaters present an obstacle to the investigation, law enforcement remains undeterred in their pursuit of justice. With a growing list of suspects under scrutiny, every effort is being made to apprehend the perpetrator and bring closure to the grieving community.
I love how they're kind of just like preying on everybody's fear. It's like there's already a massive storm going on, but they're like, the killer could strike again. It's exactly as I placed it a few hours ago. Teacups clean and teapot empty. The tea is cold. The aroma is strawberries? Yeah, you made strawberry tea, stupid. Why wouldn't it smell like strawberries? Okay. Rather not. No electricity down there, and wooden stairs, and the wooden stairs are in such a sorry state. Okay, that's all the same. Citrus. Blueberry. Empty. Okay. I think I've checked out everything I can down here. Yeah, right? I guess let's go back upstairs. Maybe I can talk to the The guy with glasses. Nope. Shit. Oh, Holy Immaculate Virgin, I beseech thee, do not allow poor Marina's child to have perished. Work a miracle now, on the eve of the birth of thy son. It's likely Felix set up this scene. Representation of the Savior seems remarkably lifelike. Is that the baby? I don't know why it gives me the creeps, though. Under the white towel, the rest of the figurine is made of wood. Lord forgive me, but I've always found these wax representations a bit unsettling. This wax depiction of our Savior, in the current circumstances, gives me the chills. Have mercy on the poor child. Wherever he may be, shield him from all harm. And if he has departed from the living, no, this cannot be possible. Before thee, Immaculate Virgin, I am prepared to utter 1,000 prayers without hesitation. Have mercy on the poor baby. I confess my unworthiness, yet I beseech thee, hear my prayer. May the poor child have survived this nightmare, which I myself cannot comprehend. Okay. I guess I need to figure out... Oh, Damian Janus. Janus? No one knows why he was ordained as a priest. The former bishop is suspected to have been bribed by Janus. Damn. As this individual was incredibly wealthy and had political connections. He fell victim to a robbery one night that left him paralyzed and unable to serve. He died after administering an overdose of morphine. Praise the Lord. On this 10th day of February, the patient known as... Okay, so I wonder if the code to her suitcase is the date of her pregnancy test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So maybe it's like 10... O2. I keep clicking past the 0. Fuck. $19.48. How about... Got it. A picture from when she was pregnant. It must have been taken a few months ago.
Despite his betrayal of vows, my prayers were for Josiah's soul and the safety of the innocent child. In the heat of the moment, driven by jealousy, a man may succumb into the depths of depravity, committing the most abominable acts. Could Josiah's hands be tainted with blood?
Ruh-roh. Uh-oh. Who's at door? Fuck, I'm coming. At this hour? Is it the cop? Captain Arbogast. Good evening, Father Mathias. Honestly, I wasn't expecting you to answer. Good evening. What seems to be the trouble? It is a bit late. Don't worry, Father Mathias. I'm an old bachelor. No dame waiting at my doorstep. Got all the time in the world. Speaking of holy matrimony, Father, why the collar but no ring? I mean, look at you. Young and dashing, well-spoken, and well-respected around these parts. Surely, you're due for some company. Come on now, don't play coy. We're all men here. Red blood pumping through our veins and all that. Sometimes the urge hits like a freight train. And when you're parched, Only the kiss of a beautiful redhead with green eyes can quench that thirst. Please, I get the gist. You're here to talk about the victim. Actually, I'm here to talk to you about your fellow clergymen. I don't play favorites. In my book, every one of you is a suspect. All of you had something to do with Mariana. Or Marina. I keep calling her Mariana. But only one of you killed her. I just hope whoever did it showed mercy and spared the child. We still don't know who the father is, but I've got my hunches. My sights are set on Father Josiah, always stumbling around, half in the bag, with a temper to match. Not exactly saintly behavior, if you ask me. I tried to chat with him earlier, but he was too deep in the bottle to make sense. We saw him sitting in the rain, his car packed with all sorts of odds and ends. I saw a teddy bear in there, fresh off the shelf. Got me wondering, what's a priest doing with a teddy bear? And then there's this shiny new baby stroller. Naturally, I took the liberty of poking around with my boys. I admit, it was a bit shady without a warrant, but hey, you did the same thing earlier, didn't you? Yes, I admit, I also saw the teddy bear and had a look inside. Appreciate you for being honest. However, we've been nosing around a bit more than you. We took the liberty to snoop through every nook and cranny, and let me tell you, we found a lot of evidence. Love letters dripping with passion between Marina and Father Josiah. Little trinkets of souvenirs, even books on fatherhood. Quite the treasure trove, I must say. Now picture this. A young priest tangled up in an affair with a pregnant woman. They keep slipping through my fingers. And then one night, she vanishes, only for us to stumble upon her hacked-up corpse. Alongside her remains, a solid oak chest belonging to the church where her lover serves. Josiah is drowning his sorrows in the rain, clutching a bottle for dear life. Is he the father? Could he plunge a knife into her heart? Now, ease up. I'm not slapping the cuffs on him just yet. It's just a theory, a way of connecting the dots. After all, I could say the same about you, couldn't I? What? You're rattled, Father. I can see it in plain day. That blank stare of yours, like you've seen things you wish you hadn't. You've just rolled back into town, haven't you? My boys caught wind of your little trip. Saw you slinking back through the outskirts. Funny how nobody noticed you slipping away. I must admit, I'm itching to know myself. Were you transporting something in the back of your truck, Father? A hefty oak chest, perhaps? I refuse to answer your questions. Please leave. Are you hiding something, Father? You're shaking. Did you do something to her? Where's the baby? What have you done, Father? They said the name of the game. Enough. The church will take care of this. Now please, leave. We found her head, Father. The coroner said it looked like it was done with a hacksaw. Remember that saw I found in the beginning? That tells us a lot about the killer. It's one thing to swing an axe and be done with it, but using a hacksaw? That's a slow, deliberate act. It takes time, precision. Apologies for the grim holiday cheer, Father. I wanted to handle this nice and easy, but you and your crew are giving me the runaround. I ain't fond of murderers, but I've got a soft spot for those who own up to their sins. Seeing real remorse, tears flow. It's almost touching. So here's the deal. You've got 1 hour. One of the three of you needs to confess. I might just spare you from the firing squad.
Captain Arbogast threatened me. He demanded a confession, despite insinuating that he suspected Father Josiah and perhaps Felix. I knew he actually had his eyes on me. But how could I confess to something I haven't done? I wasn't in good conscience, ready to do that. Instead, I proceeded to look around for evidence that would tie either Josiah or Felix to her death.
No confession. I'm not confessing to anything. I'll look around for evidence that would either tie Josiah or Felix to her death. Something is really off. Oh goodness, I hope the child is still alive. Perhaps Josiah is hiding him at his place. Considering his drunken and erratic behavior, anything could be possible. I think I've read that before. Still won't go downstairs. Okay, let's go upstairs. Maybe I can talk to him. Nope. You evil twink! Did he just fucking stab me? Possession. Possession is the state in which a person's body is under the complete control of a demonic entity. This control extends the individual's actions, speech, and behavior, effectively usurping their autonomy. Possession is considered a grave spiritual affliction, requiring the intervention of trained clergy, specifically exorcists, to employ ritual prayers and sacraments to liberate the possessed individual from the influence of the demon and restore their spiritual well-being.
Christ, that damned fool.
Ah!
I was incredibly lucky that the blade didn't touch any of my vital organs.
Ouch. Ah, fuck. Look down immediately, try to see if I can see my thing. There's my undies. Oop. Is that a ball of liquor? What is that? My clothes were stained with blood. Another magazine. Josiah, there's an unspoken weight between us, isn't there? I can sense your inner turmoil, as if it mirrors my own. The struggle, the constant battle against the desires, the night spent tossing and turning, wrestling with our demons, they haunt me as much as they do you. This is downright scandalous. Felix may have interpreted Josiah's mood as a sign of something else. Who smashed it? Most probably Josiah. Wounded. Better patch up this wound. I need something sterile and something to soothe the pain. Okay. Great. There are no more pills. I guess let's go... Not yet. Okay. Clean towels. Right next to the toilet. Ew. What am I looking for, exactly? Yeah, I'm supposed to be soothing the pain. Oh, here we go. This will do. Gonna use band-aids on that massive wound you have. Here we go. That's probably Josiah left it here. I'll take a sip. It'll help me relax.
I patched the wound as best I knew how. It was sort of painful, but not as painful as the realization that my friend, Father Josiah, may have been the one who murdered Marina. It was at that moment that I decided to call the police and voice all my concerns.
I have to. I shouldn't waste any time. I'll call Captain Arbogast and voice all my concerns. This time, things have gone too far. It's time to tell my side of the story. What? Oh, I have to get dressed. Why'd you stab me, you son of a bitch? What were you doing in here? Is there anything different? Everything looks the same. There's no tone. Blasted phone. Right when I needed it most. What am I going to do? I'm wounded. Josiah is drunk, violent, and armed with a knife. I don't feel safe at all. What am I going to do now? You perished in the most brutal way possible. But as Captain Arbogast said, someone has to confess to your murder. I'll make sure either of this. I'll make sure of this, either Josiah or Felix. Who did this to you, Marina? You were pregnant. Josiah? Felix? But she wasn't pregnant. She gave birth. God, I promise you. Marina, I'll find out who did this to you and your baby. They'll pay. Okay, can't take those. I don't know of any, like, weapon I can get. Oh, his bedroom's open. Hello? Hey! Hey, sorry for not joining you in the prayer at church. I had something important to attend to. No worries, but wait a second. Good heavens, what happened to you? You're wounded. You alright? You look dreadful. Christ, you should see a doctor immediately. Please, don't start again. You always do this. I can handle it on my own. Why are you... Damn! Oh, goodness, really, you need to stop. You can't keep pushing yourself like this. You're exhausted. And that wound? What happened? I'm fine. Please forgive me. I feel uneasy. All the news on the radio. Ah, yes, I understand. The grim news. What can I say? You shouldn't subject yourself to that. I understand you perfectly. Who on earth thought it wise to broadcast all those gruesome details on the of the murder on Christmas Eve, just when children are awaiting Santa? It's utterly thoughtless, especially during a time meant for joy and celebration. Just try to ignore it. Let's focus on the warmth of the season and the joy it brings. By the way, I must go to the convent. Important matters to attend to regarding tomorrow's service. I have to check if we received the flowers we ordered last week. Were you just there? Oh no, they went to the parish. Never mind. I think. Won't be gone long. Have some rest and take care of yourself. Take some painkillers. I don't like that wound. See you in the morning. Understood. By the way, may I use your phone? Oh, the phone in your room is broke too? What a coincidence. I'd offer, but mine is out of order. It's been broken for a week. I regrettably neglected fixing it. I've spoken with someone to come by and look into it. Speaking of, I heard your phone ringing a couple times today. It made me wonder if someone was trying to reach me. Did anyone happen to ask for me? No. By the way, have you seen Josiah? Yes, unfortunately. He was drunk. He knocked on my door some time ago. I attempted to talk some sense into him, but he was rambling incoherently, completely inebriated. Poor Josiah. I've never seen him like this, tears streaming down his face. He kept muttering about love before staggering off. He had his struggles with alcohol, but this time, it's as though he's lost control. He's such a gentle soul. Who knows? Perhaps the radio reports about the murder affected him. All those gruesome details. It's difficult not to be deeply affected. Now, I really have to go. Promise me you'll steer clear of the radio, have some rest, and take care of that wound, alright? I promise. See you in the morning. God bless. He locked it. He never does that. What is he hiding? I'll force it open. At this point, good manners don't matter. I'll figure out an excuse later when he returns. A few minutes later. So now I'm inside his room. Suspicion. Something tells me Felix is hiding something. I need to search this room. I'd hoped I could call Captain Arbogast while Felix is away. Bad luck. Okay, so he wasn't lying about the phone. Wisdom of the Elders. A venerable elder, steeped in wisdom, counseled a brother against the sin of pride. Yet the brother, ensnared by the blindness of his own thoughts, retorted, "Forgive me, father, for pride finds no haven within me." To this, the sage elder replied, "In what manner could you more starkly unveil your own pride, my child?" By such a response. Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Proverbs 16:18. Some sort of sleeping pills, in significant quantities. The bottles are empty as well as the painkillers from the bathroom. What if Felix mixed the tea plants with the pills? He could have ground all the medicine and mixed it in with the tea. Then, upon brewing the tea, it would result in a powerful sedative, or poison. But why would he do that? Did Felix try to poison me? Simon Lawrence. With Father Lawrence, spiritual life flourished in our parish. Many young men turned away from decadence and even joined monasteries. Local gangs laid down their weapons, and the violence in the streets seemingly ended. For the first time in years, Simon held procession across the main street, and hundreds joined in the March for Peace. However, God called this blessed man to his side too early. He died asphyxiated with carbon monoxide in the same room where I live. Huh. Requiescat in pace? Does that mean rest in peace? It seems like the three priests we've met so far are all kind of sharing the same fate as these dead ones. Or their stories are actually our stories? Spiky. I've read somewhere that demons love the scent of violets. Odd. What horrible weather. Medicine and faith. Modern advancements in medicine are truly remarkable. Yet, just recently, my dear friend Adrian sought my guidance regarding one of his patients struggling with traumatic memories from wartime service. I suggested confession. 2 days later, Adrian sent me a letter of gratitude. After the priest absolved his patient of sins in God's name, he could see joy radiating from the patient's face. It's moments like these where science can benefit from a touch of spiritual support, as I often like to say. An intriguing tale, but I fear that Felix will never lay his hands upon someone's head and absolve them of their sins. He will never become a priest. What are you hiding here? Okay, I think that will move me.
The identity of the victim discovered hours ago at the fish market has finally been established. Marina Constanza. Her dismembered body has just been transported to Central Hospital for a thorough examination in a desperate attempt to further analyze the brutal murder. Meanwhile, her grieving husband remains in a state of profound shock, grappling with the horrifying reality of his loss. According to her husband, she had just given birth to a baby boy 2 months ago. The search for answers has been reluctantly halted for the evening, with plans to resume at the first light of morning. Despite the grim discovery of the body parts, one crucial element remains conspicuously absent: Marina's baby. Despite relentless efforts by both officials and volunteers, the whereabouts of the innocent boy remain shrouded in mystery, fueling chilling speculation of kidnapping, murder, or even falling prey to possible predation by wild animals. The widowed husband clings to fading hope, yearning to locate the remains of their precious child. Whatever the resolution of this case may be, his desperate wish is to reunite mother and child in a final solemn embrace, laying them both to rest in a Christian burial, albeit in the shadow of unimaginable horror.
Damn. So I think if I click this, that moves me forward. So let's look at this. Note on exorcism. And I am trained to be the first one to approach the situation with skepticism. We wouldn't want someone with severe mental afflictions to be subjected to rituals that may themselves have an even more dangerous impact on the person who actually needs special medication. On the other hand, what worries me the most is that the devil and his demons would gladly take advantage of someone's mental illness to deceive the priests and those around the victim. Seems to be a reflection on demonic possession and mental illness. I must say, I agree with this. Felix does his homework with dedication and wisdom. Okay, nothing in there. Felix enjoys elegance, perhaps a bit too much. I prefer simplicity and humility, just like St. Francis. Okay, I'll check that in a second. What? Oh, I'm praying. It's a monk holding a baby? Oh, I can just keep doing it too. I found a key. Interesting. Okay, so there's a safe. Let's go look at this. There's a candle here. I saw matches.
Would you look at this? What kind of twisted fantasy are you living? This is stuff only a priest should possess.
This is a top quality clerical collar. Where'd you get it from? What's inside? But these are my rings. Distinctions I received for my achievements. He stole these from me. A stole, similar to mine. In fact, it is mine. Lord, he shouldn't have this in his room. It's the ciborium where I keep the consecrated hosts. It's for when I visit the sick or dying and give them communion. Felix. Let's see. Oh. Leonard Martin. A distant relative of mine who inspired me to choose this path. He was for many years a simple monk before heeding the call of the actual bishop who ordained him. He is known for founding St. Mary's Convent, where he helped rehabilitate and give a new chance to many women who were led astray in their lay life. Many of the nuns were given a new chance in life. Tragically, he was found dead in the confessional one morning by one of the sisters. His death remains a mystery to this day. Gospel fragment. And behold, a Canaanite? I don't know what that is. Woman found from the region came out and cried, "Have mercy on me, O Lord, Son of David. My daughter is severely possessed by a demon." He did not answer her a word. The rest of the text is missing, but I recognize it. It's from Matthew 15:22. Strange how everything revolves around demonic possession. Good heavens. I knew something was not right. These towels are stained with blood. Oh Lord, I'm not touching them. If only the phone worked, I would immediately call the police. I sense there's more incriminating evidence. Just wait, Felix, you'll pay for this. So let's boop. 1522. Oh, I need to do Proverbs. Okay, so it's... I need to find the... Which one is it? There was something written. $16.18. Okay, let me write this down really quick, just so I don't forget. Okay. 16, 18, and then 15, 22. Okay. 16, 18, and 15, 22. What are you hiding? A gay little gun? For a gay little man? What's up, Boozy? Drunk twink? Stop looking at me like that! You're gonna stab me again?
I pleaded with him to stay away, to drop the knife, but the man wouldn't listen. I was frantically waving the revolver towards him when suddenly...
What'd you do? In the face! Fuck! Is there a knife there? There might be. That could just be a shadow. I feel like our characters is losing it.
At that moment, I felt as if the devil had finally won. There was no reason for me to live. I was ready to put an end to it all, when suddenly...
What? Where the fuck did you come from? The last confession. The confession serves as the path to reconcile with God and cleanses the soul of the penitent. Penitent. There we go. It is the first step towards spiritual restoration. In the sacrament of confession, confidentiality is paramount, with the priest solemnly committed to upholding the secrecy of each confession, in accordance with the laws of the Church.
Here I am, with Josiah's death weighing heavily on my soul. But it feels like it was bound to happen. I know it's difficult to accept, but he made 2 attempts on my life. It was purely self-defense. However, what I can't comprehend is why I'm being unjustly accused of Marina's murder. Why doesn't anyone believe I am innocent?
It's noble that you've chosen to confess your sins. However, your story doesn't quite add up. Lord, please do not forsake me. I've been repeating this over and over. Arbogast and his henchmen are pressuring me to confess to a murder I didn't commit. It was divine providence that led me to discover the baby in Felix's room just before they arrested me. I did not kill Marina. I stand by my innocence with every fiber of my being, and I'll go to my grave proclaiming it. Can't you see that? That's exactly what they wanted. To paint me as the demented murderer. The whole charade was set up to pin her murder on me. This entire scandal was orchestrated from the get-go. You've got to grasp the sheer malice at play here. Felix's twisted fixation on demonic possession. He's a homosexual. They finally said it! They finally said it! Calm down. Let's focus. Take a deep breath, and... Don't you dare tell me to calm down! I'm the one in handcuffs, not you! My life hangs in the balance here. Blood has been shed, and if they brush aside my story, despite the mountains of evidence I have, I'll be facing death. I refuse to die for a crime I didn't commit. I've been telling you all along that there's a conspiracy at play here. Even His Eminence confided in me about Felix's dark inclinations, his violent temper. He was fixated on Josiah. He had solid reasons to kill her. Listen, you have to clear your mind, and what kind of confession is this, Father? Am I not permitted to share what burdens my soul? Since when does the priest dictate what the penitent should confess? You will hear me out. My mind is clearer now than it's ever been. The authorities possess irrefutable evidence of Father Josiah's involvement in with that woman. When Felix, nothing short of a depraved murderer, learned of this, he snapped and killed her. Don't ask me how it happened. All I know is that she visited me to discuss her affair with Josiah. I made tea using a pack that was likely tampered with by Felix with his sleeping pills. There's no other explanation of what transpired afterwards. Most likely, after we lost consciousness, he murdered her. You claimed the tea downstairs remained untouched when you returned from the cemetery. I told you, Father, there are aspects that eluded my comprehension. My mind is in turmoil. The devil has been manipulating me, you see? Exploiting my vulnerable state, he instilled false images in my mind. Deeds I never committed. Listen, your story so lacks coherence. Now it's time to humble yourself and confess. Damn it, I refuse to confess to anything. You must understand, we are battling the forces of evil. There's a curse looming over this parish. We all need to repent and hold daily Latin Mass. The premises requires an exorcism. Justice will prevail both on earth and in heaven. We must purge all the corrupt elements tarnishing this church's reputation. And it has to start with Felix's incarceration. If that's what you want to hear, know that Felix has already been arrested. Really? Glory to the Almighty God. Praise be to the Lord and Immaculate Virgin. Why was I not informed of this sooner? And why am I still restrained? How could His Eminence, the bishop, allow the secular authorities to degrade and insult one of the most esteemed priests of the church? How dare they ridicule me? They are oblivious to the fact that I, Father Mathias Marton.
Felix, that is enough. You are not Father Mathias Marton.
I'm Felix? Okay, so I...
On that fateful afternoon, you received a phone call from Marina. She wanted to talk about her relationship with Josiah and came over with her baby. They planned to leave that night, yet your mind conjured a different image of her. Alluring, flirtatious, daring. In truth, she was merely a troubled soul seeking a fresh start. Regrettably, the phone in my room was broken, diverting the call to yours as we share the same landline. Alas, fate dictated that it was you who answered. I dare not say the murder was premeditated. You snapped upon hearing of Marina and Josiah's relationship. Her tale of their love likely struck you like a thunderbolt. The sight of their child overwhelmed you, serving as a harsh reminder that your desires would never be fulfilled. You dragged her body down into the basement, and you proceeded to dismember her with a stone. Your inner demons conjured up this seemingly intimate encounter with her, perhaps as a facade to conceal your denial of what you've done. was at the chapel conducting the midnight service, you loaded the chest into your truck and drove to the old bridge. You claimed to have gone to the old cemetery with the intention of burying her corpse, but the chest mysteriously vanished. The truth is, when you arrived at the old cemetery, there was no chest in your truck. That's because you disposed of it by throwing it over the bridge. That's how the currents from upstream washed away all the body parts into the city. Father Josiah waited for Marina to arrive, but when he saw the stroller and heard the news of her corpse being found, he lost it. It wasn't difficult to piece everything together. It was a miracle, though, that you spared the child, whom I found in the basement. I locked him safely in my room and went straight to the police. You were arrested right after you found the baby. Praise the Lord. I dread to think what you could have done to him.
So our character basically imagined that we were this guy. And that this guy was the gay priest, but really I am. Damn, so like a lot of what we played was actually like a fabrication of our mental state. As much as I hate it, this is the truth. Who am I? What in the world are you talking about? What twisted game are you playing, Felix? Cease this at once. This is no game. My life hangs in the balance. Why, for heaven's sakes, are you wearing a clerical shirt and the blessed stole upon your shoulders? It is forbidden. You are not a priest. You have to understand and accept the truth. Man up. You're lying. I refuse to believe your story. I refuse to believe it, you hear me? Your tale is nothing but deceit. It's vile and twisted. You're no Father Mathias Marton. Despite your pretense, you will not escape justice. You've been colluding with Josiah all along, orchestrating this scheme to frame me for murder. You are the filth of the secular world, seeking to undermine the authority of the Holy Church. You are the embodiment of this degenerate society. Felix. I'm Felix. Felix, even if you continue pretending to be someone you're not, the outcome will still be the same. Why is my face all fucked? But I don't want to go to prison. Yes, I confess before our Lord that I have faltered. There are times when I lose control. I've immersed myself for too long in my fantasies, allowing them to overpower me, and I didn't even try to resist. I indulged in sin. I reveled in it. I was intoxicated. It was intoxicatingly sweet. Do not despair. There's always hope. In time, you will heal. There's a misspelling there. Heal? From what? Are you suggesting, Felix, that I am insane? Of course. That would be a brilliant scheme. Throw me in the asylum forever. Yes, Felix. Carry out the devil's bidding. Attempt to tarnish the reputation of the church, you serpent. But mark my words. This world is transient, but the Holy Church will not crumble under the corrupt influence of wretches like you. Oh, the sacrifices I made for my beloved church. How fervently I wish to rectify the wrongs and purge the church of corrupt elements like yourself. But alas, it was all in vain. You'll get nowhere like this, Felix. Snap out of it. You're stronger than this. Oh, God. So there's like two versions. So the beat-up version is Felix. Then the clean, not beat-up version is whenever he thinks he's Mathias Marton. Oh, God. Yes, I'm stronger than this. But all those dreams of being famous and admired, I just wanted to be loved by everyone, just like you are. Oh, how messed up I am. I've made my own life a nightmare. If only I'd asked for help when I needed it. How silly of me to think that I could be like you. To believe I could do anything in the world. Being so proud. I've always been told by people around me that I'm the best. that I can achieve anything in the world if I try hard enough. Oh, how arrogant. But it was all lies. I believed them, and now look at me. I've done something despicable. There's always hope for redemption. It is brave of you to confess, Felix. Confess? I have not confessed to anything, you wretch. This charade ends now. Let's get this over with. I request to be taken from here. But let anyone hear this. I throw myself to the wolves as an innocent, defenseless sheep. I, Father Mathias Marton, embrace the ultimate sacrifice. A few days later, at the
I'm hesitant to talk
Marian
about
Asylum?
this, but the rumors are true. I am a priest. I am Father Mathias Marton. And as I look at your face, your expression speaks volumes, young man. You have lived a sinful life.
If it is true what they say, that you are a priest, then I'd like to unburden my soul.
Ah, my child, how brave of you. Come, kneel before me. Fear not, our exchange shall be brief and entirely confidential.
No! He loves these little skinny twinks. It's like it fucking shanked in an asylum. The end. Damn. Damn. So yeah, the character we thought we were the entire time is like basically a split personality situation or demonic possession. And so we kill Marina. And there's that moment whenever we were with Marina when Felix walks in and sees us. He actually just sees us like Jurgen the Gurgen. Damn. What a twist. What a twist. All right, that was What Have You Done, Father? That was great. For one person, that was really good. Yeah. Very good work. What'd y'all think? Did y'all see that coming? Like, I kind of got the idea that we might have done it, but I thought we did it while we were under the influence of this tea. This tainted strawberry tea. And that, like, Felix was gonna give it to Josiah and make him finally sleep with him. But no. Something totally different happened. Damn. And so Josiah attacked us because he knew that we killed because he knew we killed Marina. Then came at us again because we were out and about. Yeah, damn. Yeah. What'd y'all think? Leave a comment. And I have another religious horror game coming up soon called Indica. That's gonna be coming out, I think, next week. Yeah, it's under embargo currently, so I can't post it. But yeah, as soon as it's not under embargo, that'll be going live. Shit. Damn. All right. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.